Guys, I'm gonna do a spontaneous live because I've just written a reel. I've just done a reel and written a caption for it, and I feel so activated by this topic that like I love lives because you can just talk, right? And you can really ground a point, and I feel like teaching is my superpower. So I want to talk about this today, and I want to talk about the skill set to wealth, right? What are the skills that we need to build wealth? What are the skill set that we need to build business? Because I think there is a confusion here, and just to set the context for you, I get a lot of people that see the life that I'm living now. They see the house that I live in, they see the money that I make, they see the business that I've got, they see the team that I have, and you know, and it's a really normal, common reflection. People very often say, oh, it's easy for you. And actually, if you're one of those people, just notice that. When you see me teach on wealth and business and manifestation and all of these things, does part of your psyche go, that's easy for you because of X, Y, and Z? And there's almost this assumption that I was given this, right? Or someone else was given this, and this person is successful because of whatever reasons. And what we don't realize, guys, that it's that thought, that sneaky little thought, that is blocking you from attaining that thought of it's easy for them because of whatever reasons comes to your mind, which is stopping you being your power. And so I'm feeling really activated to share my story here. I know I've shared it in many different capacities in many different areas, and I'm actually writing a chapter for another book as well to kind of tap into this in more depth. But guys, I started the wealth work from zero, right? So many of you guys do know this. I started the money work, and we don't have to start from a place of rock bottom, okay? It's a myth that you have to be at rock bottom to do the wealth work and for it to work. But for me, it was a rock bottom moment, okay? I was at a stage in my life where my mum had terminal cancer. I had committed to being her carer. I started building a business because I couldn't do a normal job, in the fact that if I had a normal job and mum needed to go to hospital because the cancer had spread to another organ, right, I needed to have the flexibility that like I could drop anything always, whenever, to go to the hospital, to go to an appointment, or if she was going to pass away, right? I needed to be there. So I built my business from that place, and I was in a place that I hadn't earned money for a really long period of time because I'd been committing to caring for my mother. And so I really started doing the manifestation work in 3, 4, 5 years ago. I don't know the time frame, guys. I'd moved to Malaga. My mum was in Salamanca. It was a train ride away. I decided that I needed to prioritize myself again. I was living in a flat, which I didn't like, guys. It wasn't a beautiful place. I had housemates. I had no idea how to build a business. No one had taught me how to build a business. I don't have a degree in business building. What I did have was a deep soul calling and purpose, right? What I did have was decision, faith, and the willingness to learn, right? So many of us want crazy, wild results without the willingness to learn, and that's incompatible. And so I was working 3 or 4 jobs. I was teaching English in people's houses to children. I was teaching English on this website called Dada, which was for Chinese children. What else was I doing as a job? I was teaching yoga privately. I was doing events, and I was trying to build a business. I even started network marketing. My mum was dying. I was in a flat I didn't enjoy, and I was working up to 4 jobs at a time. That's when I started doing this work. That's the context for everything that I teach, right? And it really started with this decision that, fuck, I'm gonna go all in. I'm gonna hold the vision regardless of my external circumstance. I am going to be in the frequency of wealth, even if it looks insane to people. I remember telling my friends at the time, I'm going to have 100K in my bank account. And then being like, have you seen your life? Like, I remember saying this to my family and then being genuinely concerned for me. I remember them being like, Hannah has lost her mind, right? Like, genuinely, we need to have words about Hannah. This is where the work began. And I held the vision for a year and a half, guys. I dedicated myself to learning the skills that it takes to create wealth, prosperity, money, right? For a year and a half without external validation. Without anyone in my corner being like, this is going to work for you. Right? And so I really want to ground this for you guys. So many people, and I'm not saying this to be rude or cruel, I'm saying this for you to check in with self. So many people say, I want the thing. Yes, I'm excited about it. I want the house. I want the relationship. I want $1 million in the bank account. I want 100,000 in the bank account, right? I want the things. This is easy for us. It's so easy to tap into desire, to tap into fantasy. And the next question I always ask people is, are you willing to do what it takes? And very often people misunderstand this. They think that that means, are you willing to hustle? This work isn't about hustle. It's about developing the inner muscles and inner skills that will lead to those level of results. I see many, many people say, yes, I am willing. They're like, I am willing. And they start doing the manifestation work, the easy pieces, the asking, right? The vision boarding, the listening to a podcast. But the second challenge arises, the second something doesn't go to plan, the second it doesn't turn out exactly as they desire it to turn out, it's like, it's not working for me, fuck it. They're pissed off, they're frustrated. And it's normal, I've been in those places too. But here's the thing for us to attract those things, the relationship, the quantum leap, the house, the money, the clothes, the wealth, the $1 million in your bank account. You have to become a match to that internally. And this is what I teach. And sometimes it's through challenge. Sometimes it's through tests. Sometimes it's through challenging experiences that you become that person. But instead of seeing that negative circumstance as something bad that's pushing you further away from what you want, the invitation is to see it as something that's going to get you closer to what you desire. Many challenging things happen on the back end of my business, all of the time. This is why I want to do the business mastermind, right? So you guys feel supported in this. If every time a challenge arose, I went, oh my God, it's just not for me. This is not what I wanted. I would not have the business that I have today. But it's because I see every single challenge as an opportunity for me to up level and therefore the business to up level. And actually, I see challenges as evidence that the thing that I desire, the thing that I want is coming, right? Therefore, I lean in to the challenge. I lean into what's being presented to me in life because I'm like, this is what I need to learn to be a match to what I want. That in itself, guys, is a skill set. My experience and the reason that I was able to live in a year and a half without creating the wealth, whilst doing the work to creating the wealth, the reason that I was able to maintain faith is because I kept reminding myself it's through contrast that I learn. It's through not having the money to pay rent, I learn that I want to be the person that always has money to pay rent, right? It's through not having the money to get the organic vegetables that I want to buy that I learn that I'm the kind of person that wants to always be able to get the organic veggie delivery. I learned that through the contrast. I learned that through that experience, right? When I experienced a big bill, when I experienced a big bill, a big financial bill, instead of seeing that as, oh my God, this is not working, I became aware of all the thought patterns around money that came to my mind as I experienced that bill. And I said, thank you, universe, for showing me the beliefs that I have around money that are making me not a match. And then I dived into working on those beliefs. I took responsibility for those bills, for those challenges. Manifestation is taught in a beautiful, light way, but sometimes we miss the depth of this work. And that's actually really what prevents us from catapulting. You know, recently on lives I've been talking about quantum leaps. I have so many people that tell me, oh, I want a quantum leap. Maybe you're one of those people that are like, I want a quantum leap. My question is, are you willing to become the person that you need to be? Are you willing to learn the skill sets? Are you willing to fail on the way? Are you willing to be misunderstood? Are you willing for people not to get it? Are you willing to spend time devoted to honing your craft, to honing the skill set that you need to become that person? Right? And I know I'm going in intense with you guys, but this is the real stuff, right? It's not about hustle, but it is about being willing to learn the skills, being willing to put the time in, being willing to be a beginner, being willing to spend time honing the very specific skills that we need to be business owners. For example, learning how to sell. I'm not good at selling is a cop-out, guys. I wasn't good at selling when I began, but I was willing to learn. I'm not good at teaching. Again, it's a cop-out. I don't have the right people in my network. Find them. I also didn't have a network when I began. Everything that I have done to build where I am began with zero. Welcome to being an entrepreneur. And this is actually why being an entrepreneur isn't for everyone. Not all of us wants to develop these skills. Not all of us wants to go through all the things that we go through to hit, 10K months, 20K months, 50K months, 100K months, $1 million a month. And that's okay. Be honest with yourself if you don't want to be that person. Some people are happy with 10K months or 2K months, and that's beautiful. It doesn't mean that you're better if you earn more or less, right? But if you are true to yourself and your soul tells you, no, I do want to be the person that creates huge level wealth. I do want to be the person that builds a business, right? That lasts generations. Then you need to know that that comes with something. And your willingness to work through those things is going to be directly proportional to your level of success. Right? I'm going to do a quick list of the skills that I have found that business entrepreneurs, business people require, and I'm going to close this live. I'm going to get off my soapbox. And I really hope this helped someone watching this, even if it stung a little bit. Skills you need to be successful and wealthy. 100% self-responsibility. Your results are your responsibility. They just are. Any time spent in blame, and I've done this before, is taking away your personal power. The second that you're focusing on circumstance, the second that you're focusing on other people, you're not in your power anymore. 100% responsibility equals power. That's a skill. Emotional regulation. How quick can you come back to your center? How quick can you come back to alignment to the vision? It's a skill. Nervous system regulation. It's a skill. Knowing your body, knowing yourself, knowing your boundaries. It's a skill. Marketing, skill. Creating content, skill. Connecting with your people, skill. Money management, skill. Can you see it's not a case of being good or bad at things? There aren't people that are just naturally born successful. There are people that are putting the time and energy into building the skills, right? That it takes. And so the question is less about, oh, I'm just not made for this, and it's more about, am I willing to learn the skills? Because the good news is this success, wealth, all of this is available for everyone. Everyone. Right? Everyone that is willing. I'm trying to think if there are any more skills that come to mind that I think that are essential. Leadership, skill. Running a team, skill. Willingness to fail, skill, mindset. I hope this helped some of you guys. Give you a realistic look at business, a realistic look at quantum leaping, a realistic look at manifestation, a realistic look at what it's actually taken to build my world, and a knowing that it's possible for you too. My invitation is for you to actually write down the areas that you need to keep building and working in, the skills that you need to keep honing, right? Oh, also, for a business, you need a great product, right? And be really, really, really truthfully honest with yourself. Where are you copping out and saying, oh, I'm not good at that. That's not possible for me. And where can you say, decide to put time and energy into making sure that you are good at it. Big kiss. I'd love to hear if you watched this on the replay or if you watched it now. If anything landed for you. I always love it when people jump into my DMs. If anything really spoke to you. And we'll see each other really soon. Ciao.